Hi, this is Dawson and this is UBR TV. The MMF is an organisation that represents artist managers. We are the largest representation of artist managers in the world. We have around 450 members. We represent artist managers, so that's everything from lobbying the government on various issues to protect revenue streams in our sector of the industry, all the way through to supporting new artists, new bands and new managers, providing education, various bits and pieces. I'm a manager myself. I currently manage a band called the Treetop Flyers. I work for ATC management as well and help across various projects there. The thing I love most about being a manager is it's the most entrepreneurial area in music. There isn't a right way to do something, there isn't a wrong way to do something, and you're learning constantly. I think it's a great position to be in because if you need to have good people skills. Not all managers do, but I think it's important because you work with lots of different cogs in a machine to make sure something's moving forward, and I really enjoy that aspect of it. The MMF represents all different kinds of managers, from self-managed artists all the way through to people that are on our board, like Adam Tudhope, who manages Mumford & Sons, and Scott Rogers, who manages Arcade Fire. So we've got right from the top, and Brian Message, of course, Radiohead's manager, who's the chairman, all the way down to whoever, a singer-songwriter playing guitar who's managing themselves. It's not an elitist organisation. We are there to share knowledge and to represent everyone and anyone. I think it's always important to have legal advice, although legal advice can often be expensive. You will find music lawyers that will work with you on a pro bono basis if you're fairly far advanced. And they will work with you on the basis that you will then employ them in the future, when you get a record deal, or as it's more often the case at the moment, not a record deal but success. We on our website have a basic management contract that we're happy to give to members, that kind of outlines a relationship between artist and artist manager. It's a very loose contract, but it serves pretty well as a basic guideline. If you sign a contract and you want to get out of it, I suppose that depends on the small print in the contract, but in general terms, if a band doesn't want to work with an artist manager anymore, then there's very little point in moving that relationship forwards anyway. The power, more often than not, is on the band side, because if that relationship isn't moving forward and they don't want to work with someone, then it becomes unworkable for the manager as well. Usually management works where you will have a long-lasting relationship if you're good at your job and you represent that band in a fair and professional way. I think that relationship is more important than the contract. I wouldn't advise any band to be paying upfront fees for management activity at all. I'd steer well clear of that. Usually management would work on a long relationship where initially both parties would share some of the financial responsibility, and moving forward, when that situation developed and the band was starting to make money, the manager would take a commission on the work, on the money that the band was making. I would say on average, and this is a real big average, you'd be looking at 20% manager commission. That is completely dependent on the quality of the artist manager as well. Some artist managers will ask for 25% and 30%, and other relationships work as partnerships as well. So it's not commissions, you are a partner with that band, and you can set up limited liability partnerships as companies. There's all sorts of different ways to do it, but the reason why I would steer clear too much of underlining that average commission or partnership rate is because you more often than not get what you pay for, and a really good artist manager could be well within their rights to ask for a higher commission because they're generating more money and they're pushing that career forward faster and further. Ultimately, as a manager, you're marketing a brand and you're selling a product, and you need the right tools to be able to sell that product. So for example, if you had a really good track and you wanted to go to radio, you would more often not partner with a radio plugger, or you do it yourselves, working your own relationships. but you would need to have in the bag with that decent product really good YouTube views, a really developed Facebook page. MySpace is still relevant. It's really important that there's a lot of activity and a lot of hype going around that band, because you can have a really great track, but if there isn't lots of heat around it, people are quite hesitant to put their name on that, i.e. a radio station or whoever's in charge of playlisting. They are quite hesitant. They want to see that other people are buying into that project as well. Personally, from my experience, what I would look for is how much activity is going on around the band. This is assuming that I already like the music, of course, and believe that they're a good band. Stay clear from these big promoters and things, and develop your fan base where you are, your local pubs and clubs, and obviously get on the circuit. It's really important to be on the circuit, but it's equally important to develop your own fan base and the old-fashioned way. 100% anyone can be a manager. All you need to have to be a manager is a bit of an entrepreneurial attitude. I think you need to be quite tenacious. I think you need to have a bit of charm about you sometimes, and be prepared to hustle to get stuff for nothing. We often say that to bands that are contacting us that feel that they're at the stage where they need a manager. I would probably say they need to be getting spot plays on radio already, probably have recorded to a degree, have a bit of heat on them in general, because it's going to take investment of someone else's time into that project, moving it forward, and if you're going to invest time in a project, it needs to be fairly advanced, I would say. But in general terms, a manager will find you when you're good enough, if you're gigging. Yes, it's possible to manage yourself. Mick Fleetwood had huge success with Fleetwood Mac, obviously, and yeah, if you can emulate that kind of success, you're going to be set up for the rest of your life. You register to join the MMF by going on the website, which is www.themmf.net. There on the homepage there, it will tell you a little bit more about ourselves. There's a message on there from Brian and John, and there's a little link just below it saying join us. Click that and you're away.